Let's talk about the absolute unit of the deer family. Seriously, you gotta see the mighty moose. These guys are massive. They actually hold the official record as the largest deer on Earth. Picture this. A full-grown male stands a towering 7 feet tall just at the shoulder. To put that in perspective, their shoulder is literally higher than a standard basketball hoop. And for weight? Well, they easily tip the scales at well over 1,500 pounds. Plus, those massive antlers, they can spread a full 6 feet wide. It's wild. That means their headgear is literally wider than a king-size bed. Just let that sink in. But here's a crazy twist. These giants are actually incredibly strong, agile swimmers. They routinely dive 20 feet deep just to snack on plants at the bottom of a lake. So what actually happens when a 1,500-pound beast like this meets a car? Yeah, the moose wins every single time. It's not even close. A car just clips their long legs, sending that massive body crashing straight through the windshield. Even their babies are huge. Calves hit the ground weighing 30 pounds right at birth. And terrifyingly enough, those little guys can outrun a human in just a few days. Oh, and fun fact, their upper lip is so sensitive, it can literally feel individual leaves. So if you see one, don't honk. Just
on the elk, the second largest deer species in the entire world. Okay, let's dive into this. A mature bull elk is an absolute unit, weighing literally 1,000 pounds. Plus, they stand a towering 5 feet at the shoulder. We're talking a truly giant physical scale here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is their famous signature call. It's known as the bugle. This intense, high-pitched whistling scream blasts out. Those sound waves can actually travel over a full mile. And this brilliantly illustrates that bizarre sound, like a dying trumpet or a dog learning the violin. Let's move to juccas and see how this builds. They have this unique walk where all 4 legs move independently.
Honestly, this weird walking style makes them look exactly like they're just marching in a parade.
Crazy fact, during summer, those massive antlers can grow a staggering full inch every single day. So the crucial point is, that's literally the absolute fastest bone growth of any mammal on Earth. Hunted to near extinction in the 1800s, right? But look at this amazing population recovery. Yeah, incredible conservation efforts brought them roaring back, from just a few hundred to over 1 million today. Also, they're insane athletes. We're talking sheer running speeds of 40 miles per hour. Oh, and they boast a massive vertical jumping ability, easily clearing 8 feet right into the air. So respect the bugle of these beautiful screamers. But I gotta ask, could you actually outrun one?
Caribou biology. First off, caribou and reindeer, they're literally the exact same animal, just different names. So that brings us to a huge question. Are Santa's famous reindeer actually male? Well, caribou are super unique because both males and females actually grow antlers. But here's the crazy secret. The males always drop their antlers in December, which means Santa's sleigh is definitely being pulled by an all-female team. But beyond the holiday myths, these animals are built for absolutely extreme endurance. They actually have the longest land migration of any mammal, going over 3,000 miles every year. To put that in perspective, that's like walking all the way from New York to LA. Their secret to surviving those massive distances, it all comes down to their incredibly adaptive feet. During the summer, their hooves get totally soft and spongy to grip the melting tundra. But then in winter, they transform into hard, sharp tools for digging right through solid ice. They even have a built-in space heater to survive the brutal Arctic cold. These specialized nose bones actually warm up that freezing air before it ever hits their lungs. Finally, let's look at their speed in the ultimate performance test. Believe it or not, they can sprint up to an incredible 50 miles per hour. That's plenty of speed to easily outpace most of their natural predators. And they can even hit an impressive 6 miles per hour in the water. That makes their top swimming speed faster than a human Olympic swimmer. So the verdict is in. They are nature's perfect all-terrain vehicle, a solid 10 out of 10. Which leaves me wondering, if you were an animal, what would your superpower be? White-tailed deer. See them in your yard and think they're just harmless little herbivores? Yeah, think again. Their numbers are absolutely massive. We're talking over 30 million of them, leaping through our landscapes. These backyard ninjas are incredibly fast, literally sprinting at a blistering 30 miles per hour.
Plus, they can leap 9 feet straight up. That easily clears a regulation basketball rim.
Side-placed eyes give them a stunning 310-degree field of vision. They see practically everything around them. And that iconic tail flag? It's actually a high-speed danger signal to the rest of the herd. But hey, quick warning here. These cute, chaotic ninjas actually harbor a seriously destructive side.
They're responsible for over 1 million U.S. car accidents every single year. Crazy, right?
That staggering number means one dangerous collision happens every 30 seconds. Whiplash, back to the cute factor though. A newborn fawn miraculously stands in just 20 minutes.
So the final verdict? Cute, but chaotic. Always be extra vigilant driving at dawn and dusk.
Knowing what these incredible backyard ninjas are capable of, are you ready for your next Twilight commute?
Nature's ultimate fashion model, the fallow deer. Let's jump right in. Honestly, they're the pretty ones. Like they literally belong on a fantasy movie poster.
See their signature look? That's palmation. Wide, flat antlers that spread out exactly like a human hand. And check out these 4 stunning wardrobe variations side by side, from classic spotted brown to striking melanistic black. But get this, their international runway debut happened a long time ago, exactly 2,000 years ago.
Roman soldiers actually brought them over to Britain as elite status symbols. And yeah, they're still there.
Talk about backstage drama, right? When spooked, they flash this distinctive dark tail with a white underside.
Plus, during mating season, the guys show off with this deep, echoing groan straight through the forest.
Nature's runway is brutal, though. Out in the wild, their lifespan is drastically cut short compared to captivity. So, the final verdict for these slightly dramatic fashion icons, we're giving them a solid 7 out of 10. Which really makes you wonder, what natural beauty actually scores a perfect 10? Thanks for watching this
Mule deer. They literally get their name from those giant, goofy, mule-like ears.
Watch this. Those ears rotate independently, working exactly like scanning radar dishes. They can literally hear a predator sneaking up from 600 yards away.
To put that crazy number into perspective, that's 6 entire football fields.
Also, check out their antlers. They fork evenly, unlike whitetails whose antlers shoot forward. But you know what's really wild? It's how they move. They do this thing called stotted.
It's basically bouncing on all 4 legs at once, like a giant spring-loaded pogo stick.
Let's slow it down for a sec. First phase, all 4 legs bend deep. Phase 2, they spring straight up high into the air.
And finally, all 4 hooves slam back into the dirt at the exact same time. Scientists think this flex is basically telling predators, hey, I see you, don't even bother.
Or, you know, they're just showing off. Honestly, it's probably a bit of both. Back at normal speed now, that explosive bounding covers 25 feet in a flash. These tough survivalists actually thrive across the harsh deserts and mountains of the western US and Canada. Here is a crazy fact. They can go their entire lives without drinking any standing water. Yep, they just extract all the hydration.
Totally bizarre European roe deer.
First off, these little guys are absolutely tiny.
They're native exclusively to Europe. And honestly, they are weirdly aggressive. Standing just 2 feet at the shoulder, they're basically the size of a big dog. But seriously, don't underestimate them. These spicy dudes will literally chase dogs and humans.
So, what sound does an angry mini deer actually make?
They bark. It sounds just like a hoarse, angry cough to scare off predators. Now check this out. Their reproductive biology is just completely wild. They use embryonic diapause. The fertilized egg just waits for the absolute perfect conditions.
Yeah, their pregnancy literally has a pause button, kind of like a frozen clock.
As for the males, they grow these small, 3-pointed antlers with a bumpy, purling texture.
And if those antlers get damaged mid-growth, boom, they can just instantly regrow them.
You might think you can outrun those tiny little legs if they charge you.
Think again. These guys hit blazing speeds of 37 miles per hour.
So, what's our final verdict on this tiny terror?
6 out of 10. Small but spicy. I would definitely not try to pet one.
Say hello to the Pudu, literally the tiniest deer on the entire planet. When fully grown, these little guys stand a miraculous 12 inches at the shoulder. Yeah, you heard that right. That is actually shorter than a standard school ruler. And they're incredibly light, weighing in at only around 20 pounds.
To put that into perspective, this deer is actually smaller than an average beagle.
Even their backward-pointing, spiky-like antlers are impossibly small, just a few inches long.
You'll find these secretive creatures hiding out in the dense bamboo forests of South America. When chased by predators like mountain lions or foxes, they have a secret survival weapon. They frantically sprint in zigzags through the bamboo where bigger predators just can't follow. They'll literally scramble right up fallen trees to pull off their great escape. But what's absolutely wild is what happens when the solitary animal gets scared. They bark, but it sounds exactly like a squeaky toy being squeezed. Fun fact for you, these elusive little survivors can actually live up to 15 years. So what's our final verdict on this miniature marvel? A solid 10 out of 10. I mean, we would absolutely protect this tiny, squeaking creature with our lives. Deep in the Asian jungles hides the elusive Sambar deer. These guys are strictly nocturnal. They slip through the misty darkness totally unseen, like literal ghosts. But hey, this is no fragile little prey. These massive beasts weigh over 1,200 pounds. To put that wild size into perspective, we're talking almost as big as a full-grown moose. And they look seriously imposing, sporting thick, shaggy, dark coats and heavy lion-like manes. Plus, they rock these rugged three-point antlers that can reach a staggering 40 inches long. You'll find these giant ghosts haunting dense, misty territories spread all across the Asian continent. If you spot one, they let out a sharp, pooking alarm call. It sounds exactly like a gunshot. They're surprisingly vocal, actually. During mating season, they let out these incredibly eerie moans and screams. Need a quick escape? They're elite swimmers, easily crossing wide rivers right between islands. Now get ready for their darkest, most bizarre secret. It involves a crazy alliance with deadly predators. In parts of India, they literally follow tigers around to scavenge the bloody leftovers from kills. Yeah, instead of running away, they patiently wait for the apex predator to finish, then feast. So, the final verdict? The Sambar is bold, brilliantly smart, and honestly, kinda scary. After meeting this bizarre meat-eating jungle ghost, will you ever look at a deer the same way?
Red deer. You've definitely spotted these guys before. They're those classic, royal deer woven into historic medieval tapestries. And they are absolute units. We're talking the fourth largest deer species on the entire planet.
A full-grown male or stag can tip the scales at a massive 500 pounds.
But their real crown and glory? Those huge antlers, packing up to 16 distinct points.
Potterheads, you already know this. James Potter's iconic Patronus is a red deer stag, right alongside Lily's doe.
So watch this. Every summer, these heavy crowns literally regenerate with unbelievable speed.
We're talking rapid-fire growth here. They actually shoot up a full inch in just one single day.
That crazy speed makes it one of the fastest developing tissues in all of nature.
They're totally global, too. And fun fact, their UK reintroduction is a massive conservation win.
But things get wild in autumn. That's the rutting season, when competing stags really show off.
Forget bugling, these guys unleash deep, guttural roars that you can hear from over a mile away.
It's a classic 10 out of 10 echo. So, have you ever been lucky enough